everybody, Jim from County Corvette here. I have a 2016 one-owner coupe with 10,570 some miles on it. Local car, local owner. He brought it here several years ago, and we installed a A&A supercharger, long tube headers and of course exhaust, and nice tune. And then later we added a fuel pump to it. This thing's got Z06 power and then some. It's an impressive car. It's a 1LT, but with that supercharger setup on there with our install. You know, there's a lot of great tuners and stuff out there, but there's some not so great ones, and you know, they don't necessarily do things the way that the good shops do, like we do. You know, we remove everything that needs to be removed. Some of the guys just bend stuff out of the way. So you get a nicer install, and what you get is a system with longevity that you're not going to have problems with, and that's what this is. It's more expensive to do it that way, but isn't that life? So anyway, it was done properly. It's just a no excuses car. Had wheels added, nice Michelin tires on it. And funny story with it, I can tell you the car's never been abused, because the owner came in furious one day because he was trying to show somebody how much power the car had, and he couldn't get the tires to spin. I mean, even though we had dyno sheets with like 570 rear wheel horsepower, he was annoyed that he couldn't get the tires to spin. Turns out he didn't have the traction control off. He didn't know how to use it. So this thing, and those are the same Michelin tires we put on it back then. So he never tracked it, never beat the car up. So it's, you know, it's the kind of car to buy. It's an adult driven car. You know, maybe open it up once in a while. And I'm going to do that. I'll show you what this car can do. It really runs well, and yeah, this is the way to buy it. So 10,000 miles, 16. So it's an enormous car value for the money. No paint work, no issues, no damage, clean Carfax. That's all I have to say about that. So without further ado, let's go for a ride. Okay, so we got this thing pretty well warmed up. We're going to go out in touring mode. And this car is so quiet you wouldn't even know there's a supercharger on it. There's no evidence of it. Certainly from the cockpit, you can't hear any noises in here. Of course, I have the air conditioning on and the radio on slightly, but that's really the way it ought to be. And that's the whole point of a supercharger, is to give you normal driving, you know, until you put your foot into it. Now with the Corsa exhaust, you've got a little bit of tone, and that's what we were looking for here. The customer wanted a, you know, performance car, but something that he could you know, drive on trips. Now he did not drive this thing a lot in 5 years, about 2,000 miles a year. So it was driven very, very sparingly. And he recently bought a 2021 Corvette, and basically said that he really just doesn't have a use for the car. Although when he brought it over for me to buy, he said, you know, man, I'm going to miss this thing. You know, my 2021 runs good, but it's just not the same. So with the Michelin tires and the condition of this car, it's smooth as silk. This Corsa exhaust, you know, it has tone, but it's not ostentatious. It's not annoying. No resonance, and that's you know, that's what you want if you're going to drive a car, you know, and you're over the age of 40. Well, I can't say that. You know, I know guys who are in their 60s, 70s, and they like it loud. I don't. You know, there's a time and place for it. The other thing is, there's guys putting components on these without converters, and you know, we just don't do that. Any modification that we do is going to, you know, be fully EPA compliant, fully emissions compliant, and these things actually get better fuel mileage with a supercharger, and they have better, you know, better efficiency, combustion efficiency with the supercharger. So I don't know or really care what the EPA thinks about that, but it's fully compliant, so that's something to think about. Anyway, so back to the car here. you know, it's a 1LT. I mean, even a 1LT's got everything you need. It's got dual zone air, power seats, you know, telescopic tilt power column, all the stuff that certainly makes me comfortable. I'm very comfortable, by the way. These cars are just fantastic. So nice. It's just a really user-friendly car, and a big guy can fit in these cars. I'm not a big guy. I'm 5'7", so. But even, you know, somebody shorter like me is very comfortable in it. Okay, I'm not going to kill this thing. Let's just. All right, we got up to 70 miles an hour. I was just over half throttle. I don't want to make a scene here. I'm currently in good graces of the local law enforcement and county government, and you know, I don't want to jeopardize that. But this thing runs, it runs like a striped ape. It's going to do whatever you ask it to do. And if you want to do a burnout, you can turn off the traction control. When I was 15, I had my first car. It was a '69 Camaro. I bought it for $500 out of a junkyard. A Super Sport convertible. Real piece of crap. But I got it running, and the first thing I did was did burnouts in my driveway. All day long until I blew up a Firestone 500, which literally exploded and took out the left rear quarter panel. So, yeah, hey man, whatever works for you. If you want to buy this car and do burnouts, I'll show you how to turn off the traction control. You got to hold the button. But that's that, and that, you know, that was in touring mode. You know, you still have sport mode, which is going to change your shift points. I really can't show the capability of this car on the street because honestly, like a Z06, it's just too fast. Makes too much power too soon to really show what it can do. So I'll leave that up to you. But what I will promise you is this thing is properly built with regard to the supercharger installation. You know, the best of quality parts. And you know, that is my assurance to you. So if you want to go out and smoke you know, just about anything on the street and do it for under 60K, just this is the car to look at. All right, so hey, thanks for watching, and please give Ed or I a call or an email, and we'll get you into this thing. We take trades, we'll look at offers. You know, we don't price our cars outrageously, so, you know, we don't make huge concessions on price. But we work with everybody, and, you know, we're here to sell cars. So let us know what you think, and we'll see you soon.